Pod Chef. Pod Chef. You're listening to Pod Chef. When I say pod, y'all say chef. Pod Chef. You listening to Pod Chef. It's a podcast about Top Chef, and that's a broadcast. It's on TV, and you can watch it. They got 21 seasons, that's a lot, kid. But you can skip those. We do recaps about the whole show. Not the food, though, but the other stuff. Yeah. You're now listening to Pod Chef, the only official podcast about the TV show Top Chef, with your hosts, Jamal, Bryan, and Reaves. And I only said their first names because I don't know everyone's last name, and I'm trying to be polite. Now enjoy the show.
Welcome to Pod Chef. It is the official Top Chef podcast. I am your host. You know this, Jamal. I'm joined, as always, with Reaves. Say what's
up, babies? We're here.
Yeah, and that's who's here, and everyone else is assumed to be here. Let's just put it that way, right? You got the two hosts, and then whoever else is here, assumed in the background.
Yeah, we don't need to address it. We don't need to talk about it. Just assume best intentions.
Best attendance. They're here. And so because everyone's here, we can just go right into it. Let's do a segment called Chefs I Prepared for You. This is a segment where we talk about what we had for dinner last night and only last night, and present it as if we're presenting it to the judges on Top Chef. There will be a winner. We will not vote on that winner. We will just pick the winner because voting's done. Just pick now. I'll go first. Let me get my brain right. Chefs I procured for you. The 100 pepperoni pizza from Manny and Olga's.
The 100 so there's 100 pepperonis.
It's either called the 100 or 101 pepperoni pizza from Manny and Olga's.
I think they'll get a cease and desist from Disney if they do 101 pepperonis.
Gosh.
Now, regardless of how many advertised pepperonis are on there, how many did you find? Well, I guess first, did you count?
Okay.
I'm sure the answer is
guilty. Yes. You know I counted. You know that I'm that person.
With the delivery guy at the door.
Yeah,
you
at the box, door, I opened the box. He was like, "Hey, enjoy the pizza." I said, we'll see if I enjoy it."
Well, your job isn't done here, sir.
Yeah. I said, let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I counted.
Shit, lost my count.
Yeah, lost my count. Because he was like, "Do you want me to stay?" I was like, "Jesus, I need you to be quiet during this." And so I kept counting, and I started over, and I was like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I got to 35, and I was like, this is already more than Pizza Hut. Shots fired at Pizza Hut. And then I was like, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, I got to 60, and I was like, wow. And then I kept counting, and I went to 99, 100, 101, 102. And I said, "You've outdone yourself, sir." And I am looking it up right now. It is called the 102 pepperoni.
Yes.
So that makes sense why there were 102 pepperonis.
Yeah.
It says our 102 pepperoni pizza is topped with extra cheese, pepperoni, and pizza sauce. If you're going to call it that, the picture is it's smothered with pepperoni. Now, if you're asking yourself, Jamal, why'd you get this pizza and from this chain, which is kind of has, mixed feelings for people in the area.
Look it up.
I don't know why I was craving pepperoni. I don't know if it's because I was watching this and there was a pepperoni sauce mentioned.
Yes. That Gail loved. She couldn't stop talking about it.
But yeah, I just had these pregnant cravings. And can we say that now?
Yes. This the season.
Yeah. So I was having a craving for pepperoni, and just ordering a regular pizza with pepperoni wasn't going to do it. I needed enough pepperoni that I would get sick of it and almost throw up.
Yeah.
And this did that.
That is beautiful. I can't tell you how many times I get a pepperoni pizza and I look at that pizza and I say, that's not enough pepperoni.
Too much cheese space on here.
Too much cheese on here. I want to bite into a slice of pizza that is covered on the surface with pepperonis.
Pepperonis.
And then on the inside, there's pepperonis too.
I'll be honest with you, Reeves. I'm not even joking. This pizza, there was no bite where there was not a pepperoni.
When you're getting a pepperoni pizza,
that's what you want.
You're looking for the pepperonis.
Yeah.
When you get a bite that's just cheese, you're like, let me just get through this so I can get back to the pepperonis.
Yeah. It's like, let me just push through this bland portion of the slice to get back to what the fun is. But on this pizza, every single bite, it was like and pepperoni here. Oh, and pepperoni here. Oh, and pepperoni here. Oh.
What a joy. Now, were they the cups?
No, these were the old school deli flat ones.
Damn, dude.
But, I mean, they have a good taste. They did crisp up. I will say that.
Sure.
I don't know what they're doing at Manny and Olga's. Olga doesn't make it to the shop too much anymore, but Manny's still there.
Yeah. Well.
But they were crispy and like they had a crunch to them.
Damn.
Yeah.
The pepperoni itself had a crunch?
The pepperonis had a crunch to them, which you don't even get that from Shots Fired Pizza Hut.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I was pleasantly surprised, and it did its job. I wanted pepperoni, got a pizza covered in pepperoni, 102 I counted, and then I gave the guy a tip for waiting.
See?
I tipped him 102 pennies.
There's a sack, sir. Sack of pennies.
And he was like, what's this?
Some people are trying to get rid of these.
Yeah.
You know?
I said, what do you mean, what's this? Oh, I get it. So they get rid of mandatory minimum wage tipped employees at restaurants in D.C., and now you don't know what a tip is anymore?
It's still legal. They haven't pushed this through yet. Okay? You can still use these bad boys.
I can still tip you with pennies. So I gave him $1.02. And yeah, that's what I had. It was very good, very tasty. And then I couldn't get to sleep because pepperoni has a chemical in it that prevents you from sleeping, apparently.
Oh, yeah. It's like
something in the pork.
It's like reverse melatonin is what it is.
Yeah.
It's not caffeine. I'm sure everyone
knows
saying
everyone's like, oh, it's called caffeine. No, it's not.
No.
It's reverse melatonin.
No, it does something in you where, caffeine is a stimulant. It's an additive of some kind.
Yeah.
This in pepperoni, it goes into your blood. It finds whatever melatonin you have in there and
removes
it out. It removes it.
So literally fights it.
You're not like excited and stimulated. You're just awake, staring at your ceiling, thinking about how close is the election?
Yeah.
Do I need to go to Wisconsin?
Someone's like, are you talking in your sleep? I was like, clearly I'm not sleeping, stupid.
I'm not sleeping. And clearly you aren't either.
And clearly you aren't either. So stop pretending.
How close do you think the election is? I read the New York Times and now I'm scared.
Yeah. I hear this is the most important election of my lifetime.
But so was the last one.
So was the last couple.
I'm so stressed.
I'm so scared right now.
Chefs, I prepared for you a seasonal delight.
Okay.
When I went into the kitchen yesterday and I, kind of like an artist going to a blank canvas, I didn't come in with any preconceived notion.
After you do drugs in the bathroom?
Yeah. Yes, that's right. I popped some poppers in the bathroom.
Yeah.
And then I went in, zonked out of my mind.
Yeah.
Was talking to the refrigerator. And I was like, I don't have necessarily a want of what the food that I want to do is, but I have an inspiration now. And it is seasonal. And I was thinking, what defined this season of October of food? And I mean, there's only one answer.
There's only one answer.
And it's bratwurst.
Yep.
And so, of course, I do have Brocktober.
Brocktober.
Some people think it's Rocktober, and no,
Yeah.
we don't listen to rock music anymore. It's
Yeah.
dead. Brocktober.
People kept calling it Brät Summer. It's actually called Brät Summer.
Yeah. You know what my favorite movie is? Aaron
Brät.
Roots. So I went into my freezer. I got already pre-cooked brats in there
Yeah.
because I don't have time to cook.
You ain't
these
got
bad
time
boys.
for that.
So I popped those bad boys in the microwave. Got a nice hot dog bun out.
Nice.
Put one in.
Potato roll.
Just regular Whole
Nice.
Foods hot dog.
Fucking dry. Love it.
As dry as possible. Didn't do anything to it. I looked at it and I said, you know what? I think you could use a friend.
Yep.
Got another one out.
Nice.
Put it in a bun. I do have organic sauerkraut.
Mm-hmm.
What makes it organic? I don't know. Don't ask me.
I think it's because no one touches it during the entire process.
Oh, that's right. No humans do it. It's
No
just all
human.
androids that are putting it together.
It's all AI.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Agriculture.
And this is the thing we're not talking about, is how
We're not.
AI is taking over our agriculture, specifically our sauerkraut,
Yeah.
economy.
And they are German AI.
Mm-hmm.
Das Inversion. I'm here for the sauerkraut.
The scariest type of AI
Fucking
is one that has a
scariest
German
AI.
accent. And you know what? It is making sense now, because when I looked at the sauerkraut, it was like 60%, cabbage, and then there was a
Yeah.
bunch of other things like
Classic.
slices of paper.
Typical.
Yeah, like some carrot shavings, just things that were like kind of close, but not exactly
Not
right.
Really, yeah.
Yeah,
Sounds about right.
you
Cutting
always
corners.
need human intervention with AI.
Yeah.
So I picked those bad boys out. So I put a little sauerkraut on top, got a little grainy mustard
Mm-hmm.
that I put on.
This is a very German dinner.
Yeah, well, you know what? I maybe
Brocktober.
have. We're in Brocktober.
We're in Brocktoberfest.
I went and sat down.
Bryan, that's the name of this episode.
Yeah.
Please
Stamp it.
don't pick anything else. I know what he's doing right now. He's gonna go, I don't want to be told what the episode title is. Just make it Brocktoberfest. It's that simple.
It's easy. Give the people what they want.
Give the people what they want.
It's got to be that.
Don't name it something else.
Went and sat down on my couch. My wife said, "Are you just eating ground beef in a hot dog bun?" And for a brief moment, I thought she was right. I was like, "Wait, am I?
Am I?
No,
No.
I'm not. It's the
No.
grainy mustard that you saw.
Yeah. That's what looks like ground
I'm
beef.
eating 2 brats." And she went, "Okay."
And then you had to explain to her what Brocktoberfest was.
Yeah. Let me talk to you about Brocktoberfest before I talk to you about my podcast. My favorite, the 2 most loved subjects. My
In
wife.
your household.
Yeah. So that's what I had. They were delicious. They hit the
Nice.
spot.
How big were the brats? If you had to put inches to them?
Maybe 6 inches.
Damn, dog.
Yeah. They weren't massively thick. They were kind of like the size of a normal hot dog, maybe a little bit shorter. So they fit well in a hot dog bun.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So the hot dog bun could close around them?
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
Nice. With the sauerkraut and the grainy mustard.
I mean, it was that bun could barely hold it all together
Wow.
because I stacked so much on there.
Yeah. That's what happens. You put a big old 6-inch brat in there.
Mm-hmm.
Big old. All right. All right. Time to do the picking. And we've already established we cannot pick ourselves, correct?
No.
Okay, Bryan probably ordered food, so he's out. I'm gonna pick Reaves.
Okay, I appreciate that selection.
Brocktoberfest.
Thank you. I'm gonna pick Jamal for this.
Okay, you don't have to.
I think I want to. I
If
thought
you
about
don't
it.
vote, I'm sorry, if you don't pick,
Pick.
you automatically win.
Okay. Well, I think it's important to pick no matter what. And I also feel that if people just go out and pick, they probably will pick the right person. They're forced to.
Yeah.
Ultimately. So yeah, no, I'm going with you.
All right. Well, that selection is finale. We'll be right back after this. Okay, we're back. Season 8, episode 16. We've done it. We're at the end of season 8. I mean, this has been a journey because we did stop to do the brand new season of Top Chef and then come back to this. And that feels so long ago, right? Kristen Kish, you remember her. So we're finally at the finale. Reeves, walk us through the Mike Izzy versus Richard Blasey finale that this was. The maybe the last all male finale that they did in the entire show.
Well, that's a good point. I don't know. I'll have to think about that. Has there ever been an all male finale since then? We'll find. I guess. Listen, we'll find out because we gotta watch all these. Do you think it's blowing people's mind when they look at the description of the episode and they realize the Top Chef portions is starting at like 16 minutes?
Yeah,
like,
they will.
What went wrong?
They will. They'll be like, "Wow, they had nothing today."
Wow. I think what I hope they'll think is, "Wow, they're brave."
Or they're like, finally listening to the reviews.
Yeah. This is what I want. This is what I'm here for. So we are in the finale. Top Chef, Season 8, Episode 16. Episode 120 overall.
Yep.
Original air date, March 30th, 2011. 2.77 million people watched this bad boy.
That's right.
We open on, of course, Mike and Blaze chatting about Antonia's elimination. Blaze is like, I rather like Antonia because I beat her ass so bad.
I wanted her to be here because I know I could beat her again.
And I beat her twice. That's why I liked her so much. I beat her once. I beat her ass once.
And I've been having trouble with you, Isabella.
I just,
thorn in my side.
You're like this itch that I can't seem to break. It just keeps coming back.
You're an itch in the middle of my back.
Yeah. I can't. Is that itch where you got to ask someone else to itch it? And then you tell them where it is, and you keep telling them, and then you just kind of move yourself into where their hand is to make them itch it.
And then they keep moving their hand. And you're like, oh, God, you're useless. Get out of here.
I'll just use a knife. Then who walks in? It's P&T, baby. They let them know that the elimination challenge is different this time.
That's right.
All we can tell you is you're going to create the restaurant of your dreams.
That's all we can say.
That's all we can say right now. You will meet me in the kitchen tomorrow for the details. Now get the hell out of here.
And they leave.
They leave. And next day.
Hold on. Do you think Blaze and Mike, when they went back to the place they were staying, they pushed the beds together to have a bigger bed for themselves?
Yeah, I think they did that. They put like maybe a stick in the middle and put the covers underneath it. And they got some flashlights and read comic books together.
Yeah, they should have. That would have been cool.
Like, do you think Tom likes me? He barely even talks to me.
And they're like, Marcel, get out of here. You're not supposed to be in our hotel room.
Speaking of Marcel, so the next day, we see Padma back in the kitchen. And who's there? All of the other chefs. All of them.
All of them.
From the season. And Padma speaks to the troops. Marcel, watch. Marcel is wearing sunglasses indoors.
Yep.
He looks insane.
He's the same.
Yeah.
Also, this means they all got flown out to the Bahamas.
Yes. They all got flown out.
So
very expensive.
Yeah, so they've been here at the Atlantis. So they've all been enjoying the Atlantis. I've been to the Atlantis. I'm going to tell you right now, I'd not want to get picked for this quickfire so I can go enjoy the Atlantis. That's more fun than whatever they're doing.
And we'll definitely hit on things that they would rather be doing than being involved in Top Chef in a little bit. Here's a question. You're talking about flying them out. How would they have done it? So, because I guess they didn't have them stay in the same place as Mike. Well,
yeah, because the Atlantis is 3 different hotels in one. Oh. So you can send people to either one of the other 2, if not the main tower, and you'll never see them. Really, like it's easy to separate.
Okay, Because we find out that, listen, they were living it up before
Yeah.
they even came here, and they want to continue doing that. And
Yeah.
I was curious, well, how did they not see each other? But it sounds like it's big enough.
Yeah,
that you just get lost. maybe.
gigantic. I mean, I was staying in the what they would call the poor people's tower, and then you can walk throughout the entire rest of Atlantis and see the main tower, the biggest tower, and all that stuff.
Where Tom plays.
Yeah, and you would, unless you were going over there or staying over there, you might not run into them.
Okay. So they definitely
you could
put
be separated.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
They put all of the chefs definitely in the poor place, and maybe Padma too.
Maybe.
And Tom was the only person who was in the nice place.
Yeah. Tom was at the top penthouse of the main tower.
Yeah. And bought out all of the other rooms. near
Yes.
him, just so he didn't have to look at it.
I don't want anyone on the next 3 floors.
Yeah. Hold the elevator.
So I know the elevator, when it gets to a certain floor, it's definitely coming to me.
He's a famous man, which we will hit on at the very end of this episode, and the responsibilities that go along with it. The boys are hanging out, Mike and Blaze, in the hotel, just shooting the shit. But really what they're doing is playing mind games.
Yeah.
Because Blaze is like, I'm really the underdog here. I lost before, and I'm an underdog. And Mike says,
hot streak, Mike.
No, I'm the underdog. Actually, I'm the underdog. So it's an underdog off.
Yeah, and I hate these because there's no end to them.
No.
The producers had to throw them both food in opposite directions so they stopped fighting.
Yeah.
Like 2 cats in the street.
Yeah. Like I said, Padma has pulled the troops into the kitchen and told them they have 30 minutes to cook an amuse-bouche.
And by troops, you mean all the chefs that they've flown out to make them actually worthwhile for the trip. They made them cook something.
Yeah, you got to cook something.
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm looking at some people pointing fingers at you, Dale Tall. They look like you put a little bit too much salt on your dish so it wasn't picked.
Yeah. Maybe switched out the salts and the sugar.
I would be absolutely doing that. I'd be like, I don't want to make a good dish. I want to make the worst dish. No way they're picking my dish.
Yeah.
I want to go enjoy Atlantis.
Oh, I served you doo-doo, and I guess you don't like it.
Yeah.
Oh, well. Got to go back to my hotel, I guess.
Oh, you flew me out to Atlantis? Is there any chance that I can actually win Top Chef? No? Then fuck them.
The finalists walk out to a very sour round of applause from their friends.
Oh, my God.
It was the saddest round of applause.
Hey, congrats. Happy for you.
Yeah, so happy for you. Everyone's checking their watch. Padma lets everyone know, or lets the chefs know, the finalists, that they will, based on these amuse-bouches, which they have no identifiers of who cooked what.
No idea who cooked what.
They will select their 3 favorite, and whoever cooked them will be their sous chef. So they have 3. Count them: 1, 2, 3 sous chefs.
Those tres.
Mike says he does not want Marcel. So he's going to pick out the one that he thinks Marcel did, and he is not going to pick that one.
Just pick the one that's got spit on it, like foam or something.
Yeah. The one that has
giveaway.
sunglasses over it.
Yeah, the clam that has wearing sunglasses. Clearly Marcel.
The one that after you eat it, on the bottom of the spoon are lyrics to a rap song.
These are all great callbacks, people.
Now, these chefs have important things to get to. We hear about Blaze. His wife's giving birth to 5 kids or something like that. People are very busy, and they have important things that they have to accomplish. So sometimes, being a sous chef is not important. And so now let's hear about some of these important activities people have.
I think I'm going to take the ceviche of squid.
Speaking of the jet ski reservations.
The first one I pick ends up being Spike, who did have jet ski reservations an hour later. So that's a little bit concerning because I don't know if his mind's in it.
You upset?
No. We've done this before.
Now, to be fair, Blaze did ask everyone if they were upset, if they were happy to be selected by him.
He did.
He needed a lot of validation, which I don't think necessarily had to do with the jet ski reservations.
No.
Spike did look upset.
He did.
He looked very disappointed.
He's like, shit, why did I cook something good?
Yeah, he just kind of did his... I mean, he generally is kind of aloof, kind of mopey. but he definitely looked bummed. We come to find that almost a lot of them had jet ski reservations.
It's one of the
including
things to
Dale.
do.
Yeah.
It's one of the things to do there.
Yeah. Go jet ski. And to your point, Dale definitely did try to cook something shitty because he was going on those jet ski reservations.
Let's role play. I'll be the jet ski person you had to rent from, and you be Spike calling in saying, "Hey, I got to cancel my jet skis."
Buzz, buzz.
Hello, man.
Hey, so this is Spike.
Oh yeah, Spike Mendelson. We got you at 11 a.m. Yeah, for the jet skis.
Yeah, I have some bone chilling news.
Oh no, what's the problem there, rude boy?
So I want you to know that there's nothing more in this world that I would like to do right now than put a jet ski in between my legs and ride free on the ocean. But I have to help a friend.
I hear you, brother. Go take care of your friend.
No, you have to tell me that I can't cancel it.
My brother, the jet skis are going nowhere. Mostly because you canceled on me.
No, you need to give me an excuse to get out of this. Say that I'm like going to lose a deposit or something like that.
Look, brother, there's going to be no deposit to be lost here. You staying at the Atlantis?
Yes, I'm staying at the Atlantis.
Yeah, so just come back tomorrow.
No, I don't want to.
Okay, gotta go now. I gotta go do another tour. Yeah, that's probably how it went.
Yeah, that's probably how it went. Mike picks Jamie. And prior to this,
he said some
Blaze,
words about Jamie.
And Mike spent a lot of time talking shit about Jamie. Poor Jamie. We hear in the reunion that she couldn't rewatch the show because it was not good for her mental health.
Yeah,
which is sad to hear.
Yeah, that's kind of your own doing, though.
Yeah, maybe she's just in a bad period, but they were not happy about it. But this is a blind tasting, and maybe she was trying to redeem herself, and she seems to do pretty well. We don't really get any follow up other than this part about like Jamie's performance.
Yeah, and the only thing she says otherwise is like a few more minutes and I'll be done with the yams or something like that in the cooking. So guess she was just in the back cooking.
Richard Blaze is assisted by, he gets Angelo, Antonia, Spike. Mike gets Jamie, Carla, and Tiffany. And
ladies,
what is interesting about the people that Mike blindly got assigned? I just can't. I'm trying to find a through line between the three of them.
Interesting about the three of them that might be a problem for Mike.
Specifically, Mike.
Well, Carla is black, but that's not it. That's not it, because he's Italian.
That's right. He knows the struggle.
He knows the struggle. Pulled in Tiffany, gave her a kiss on the cheek after criticizing her. Is it because they're all women?
That's right.
Yeah,
it's because they're all women, and he does seem to hate women.
Yeah,
or just not value them as chefs, at least.
And we are saying that allegedly.
Allegedly.
God, I don't want to get another letter from Mike Isabella.
We get so many. I think it's because it's local.
They're written the same way that like ransom letters are written, by cutting out letters from magazines and tape them together. I'm like, dude, just write it out.
And it's just like they're so misshapen, all the letters. Like he's really got to look for Z's. He uses a lot of Z's in these.
It's so many Z's.
He gets like some really small ones from the newspaper where he just found a Z like in the body of an article, and so it's kind of hard to follow them.
I was like, what's an Ebra? And then I saw the Z, the very small Z.
Padma lets them know the elimination challenge, the two finalists here, we're asking you to design your own dream restaurant and create a 4-course tasting menu.
Now, typically in the government, when you try and design something, it takes 4 years to do, at minimum. And they didn't have that kind of time. So
And
they
then the
said,
funding runs out, and you just don't do it anymore. That's
so
some
what?
DC humor.
So what? What Padma said was, pretend you're in China and just throw the rules out the window and just design as fast as possible. And they did.
Pretend you're working for a government that is on the up and up.
Yeah.
Okay. Now,
That's-
we don't really get that much more in terms of the design of the restaurant.
Yeah.
The only part of this, the facet of this that we kind of see that's different from other seasons is kind of they're having to do a dual role of creating this menu, managing their sous chefs, and also managing kind of the employees in front of house. That kind of, there's a little bit more of that element. And I guess they name their restaurants, but there's very little that we see of a design part of it. And that's my opinion on that.
Oh, was there a clip? I'm sorry.
No, there was not.
I'm sorry.
That's cool. They arrive at the kitchen. They start doing their prep work. Each chef finalist starts assigning each sous chef a station. You got dessert station, fish station. Blah,
Kitchen's
blah, blah, blah.
coming together.
And who shows up? But the sly tomcat.
And he's got some small talk to engage in. Let's listen.
Hey, Chef, how you doing?
Good. How's it going?
All right, good. I'm in the weeds, but you know.
In the weeds? Why in the weeds?
For me, it's a lot, and I can't just cook. So thank God I have a good team around me to help me out. I have Jamie, Carla, and Tiffany.
I mean, you haven't been through this before. I don't know if anybody really sort of picked you getting all the way here.
I'm the only person who picked me getting here. You know, I'm just here to prove myself and to cook good food, and I'm just doing what I need to do to try to make it happen.
All right. I know you're busy. I'll let you get back to work.
I appreciate it,
Good
Chef.
luck.
Thank you very much.
Now, Tom kind of revealed his hand by saying, I don't think anyone picked you to get all the way here. Which is kind of like, it is kind of strange that we voted you all the way to the finale, huh?
So I don't really know how the show works, the show that I run, but whenever we pick people, they seem to go home.
Yeah. Didn't
We never picked you.
Yeah.
And here you are.
Here you are in the finale.
Who knew?
Who knew?
Honestly, I forgot you were here, Mike.
Yeah.
And we spent so much time picking other people and telling them to go home.
3 times I walked back here and said, hey, Antonia. Because I thought she was in the finale. And I remember we sent her home.
Feels like a more interesting finale. Though they both do very well. So that I guess that makes it interesting. Tom then goes over to Blaze and kind of, again, mind games, asks him, like, what could go wrong?
What
and
could go-
squints his eyes.
Yeah. Like, Tom, fucking everything, okay? You know what could go wrong. You run a restaurant, you know. And also, you've never had to run a restaurant and open it in less than 8 hours. So, like, what could go wrong?
It's like, what could go wrong? And you see him kind of like grab some of like the salt off the table and just pour it onto the ground. It's like, oh, it'd be a shame if something went wrong.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Black pepper just tossed in the air. So everyone starts sneezing.
Yeah. You're all sneezing all over your food now. Mike, Isabella is sweating. They're all sweating a lot into their food, so everything will be well salted, which is good.
Yep.
Tom also alerts us that the word chef means boss, so good education there.
Chef 101.
Now, we get to
Service.
actual service. Padma shows up. She introduces us to the guest judges, and she mentions that guest judge Mr. Keller. Holy shit! Is he on the podcast?
Hubert Keller is guesting.
Hubert Keller.
Hubert Keller.
And you might remember him from the first episode. And okay, that's when they threw the sauce out. Okay,
Yeah.
remember?
Yeah. The very first episode.
And by the way, there's 2 separate restaurants. They're not both at the same restaurant, and the judges are splitting their time.
Yeah.
This will come back into play and be important, and they switch. They eat at one, and they go eat at another one.
At the second service.
Which seems very hard to do. I feel like you get
Yeah.
very full in your tummy. Tom, of course, is with G, and Padma is with the rest of the chefs, the chefy chefs, which she likes. Now, like I said before, the restaurants are there's a little bit more that they have to do. There's a front of house element to it, which each finalist kind of assigned someone to help them with.
Mm-hmm.
Blaze assigned Spike and his straw hat to run front of house. Something that we do find out later is that he is employed in two ways. Not just as front of house, but as a spy.
Yep.
He is supposed to spy on the judges and listen to what they're saying and report back to Blaze in the back. We see him kind of hiding behind a potted plant, leaning in a little bit. He's kind of like at another table. They're talking at him, like complaining about something, and he's like, "Shut the fuck up! I'm not listening. Shut the fuck up! I don't care." He's just leaning towards the judge's table with his ear.
He pulls a Mission Impossible mask off at one point. He goes to the back and gives some feedback. Let's listen.
It's a controversial dish. The main criticism is the ice cream. Yeah. Okay? So maybe if you use a little bit of milk and do the same thing and make another batch right now for the next service, so judges, maybe it's a little bit better.
I want to see the plates when they come back. Let's go. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Show me the bodies. That's what your first plates. Bodies. It's the general. A report to the general. There's a report from the battleground, sir. So he is, of course, referring to the ice cream that Blaze makes. So this is his fourth course. His fourth course is cornbread with foie gras ice cream and whipped mango. Now,
duck ice cream.
Yeah, it's tasty duck liver ice cream. So the problem is it's a little bit grainy and not all the way through. And this is Padma's group of chefs and her kind of like, yeah, this is whatever. But Blaze takes that information and he improves on it the next time, which is very smart.
He literally makes a kind of a different experience for Tom's group. So Tom's group comes in and tries and goes, not bad.
Yeah. Just to read through the dishes here, at Richard's restaurant, he does an amuse-bouche, some oysters with some creme fraiche. There's a course of hamachi, second course of pork belly, third course of beef short ribs, and a fourth course, of course, of the foie gras ice cream. Then at Mike's restaurant, he does a spiced beets with mozzarella, and then a halibut course, a braised pork. People love the braised, with the pepperoni sauce. And his fourth course is a rosemary caramel custard with pine nuts. Blaze then lets us know that not only is he cooking for his wife, he's cooking for redemption, but he's also cooking because he has been haunted.
This would be the biggest moment for me, to validate my hard work. This has been in my head for years. It's haunted me. And I'd like to exercise, some demons.
Glad that demons are finally exercising. Memo to self, create gym for demons.
Are you using that elliptical? Demon Gym. That's a script we're writing.
It is. Don't take it.
Yeah, don't take our ideas. Demon Gym, Ghost Pilates, Witch CrossFit, all these things we're working on. So don't take them from us.
Mummy yoga.
That's good. The judges like everything pretty much. The only thing that's really given a little bit of feedback is the ice cream, which he does fix. Really no complaints, and we hear a lot of talk of like, this is gonna be a tough one. I don't even know what we're gonna do when we get to judges table. So fast forward, judges table. Tom looks them both in the eye and says, this is the best food in a finale I've ever had. And also the best food I've had all year, because I've starved myself until this point.
And he said, it's definitely the best food all season.
Yeah. Everything was fucking gross this season. Just throwing up in the back. This stuff was good.
This stuff's been good.
Nothing but compliments from the judges. The hamachi was Blaze's strongest course. His black cod was flawless.
Tom said no seared scallops, but it was still good.
No
one gave me scallops, but all right.
Yeah. And they ask about the foie gras. They're like, the ice cream was different. And Blaze reveals that he's like, well, I had a little spy. He was incognito.
Yeah.
And he fucks Chef Keller. Got some information on the ice cream and reported back to me about it.
And at that moment, Tom Colicchio pulled the mask off his face, and it reveals that Spike Mendelsohn has been sitting at Judge's table all this time.
Holy shit.
And then Tom comes out and goes, "The fuck? You locked me in the bathroom." Like, Spike, get out of here. Go to your jet ski thing.
Yeah.
Spike Mendelsohn, welcome.
Hey, I really wanted to be here.
Yeah, you're late, brother. Let's get on the waves.
I know I'm late. I just had to go. I had to go be a spy.
I don't need the background story.
I had to be a spy.
I don't need it.
I slept with a bunch of chefs.
Play it true, play it raw. Just don't tell me the story. Just get on a jet ski and ride the waves.
Honestly, I slept with more people in that restaurant than I needed to.
You're telling me too much.
I couldn't stop doing it. It was just like after one after another. I couldn't stop. And I think some of that stuff got in the food. You know what I mean?
Okay, put on the life jacket.
Blaze gets a little choked up about what winning would mean to him.
Oh my God.
Give him that money and he could just do what he wants as a chef. He could be a chef.
Because, chefs, we, sometimes we have to make choices because based on money. And I made a lot of choices because of money. I sucked so much dick.
A lot of people died.
A lot of people died.
Yeah, it's a little hard. Then they get to the back, and Blaze is completely deflated.
Yep.
In his words, he said there was heavy petting going on for Mike Isabella, which is disgusting.
Which is like, come on, man, Blaze.
Gross.
Crazy.
Gross.
Blah, blah.
Yeah. Come on. And we have him on record as saying this, and he gets called out for it later.
Yep.
He looks Mike in the eye and says, if I win, I will give you some of my money.
Just so we know, fast forward, he never gave that money.
No, he definitely did not. In come the families. We get Blaze's uncle. Mike's wife is there.
Yeah, Blaze's wife didn't show up. What was the excuse? She was pregnant?
Yeah, she was pregnant and she was going into labor. And Blaze decided to do this instead of that, which I guess ultimately it worked out. Maybe it was the right decision.
Yeah.
But
And then he calls her afterwards.
Yeah. He's like, I won Top Chef. And she's like, what? Where are you?
All right, I got to go push, honey. Good job. Job on
You're
your
calling
dishes.
me now?
It's
Just 2
a.m.
home, you idiot.
It's 2 a.m.
Judges say, and I think this is maybe the deciding factor here, that Mike's salad was the weakest of the dishes of the night. And I think that's kind of what did it. So they kind of break it down this way. Dish 1 went to Blaze. Dish 2 went to Blaze. Dish 3 went to Mike. Dish 4 went to Mike. So it split. So I think it kind of came down to who had the weakest dish, who had the best dish.
Yeah.
So the finalists return. Round of applause. All of the previous contestants, including Blaze's uncle. And we find out who wins Top Chef for season 8.
Oh, thanks for inviting me to the ceremony. I want to see who wins.
Richard, you are Top Chef.
I didn't think I could do it, I just
Liar.
You don't know. And I don't want to be cliche, like, where there's a will, there's a way, but I willed this.
It hurts. 32 challenges to come in second is tough. I made it to the finale and I competed with the number 1 seed who was considered to be the best chef to never win the competition. And I feel like I beat him. I just didn't get the prize.
You didn't take it, but you know what? It's gonna look fake. Hasmin.
Yeah.
I won Top Chef.
What?
I won Top Chef.
I'd like to raise a glass to our new Top Chef and thank you to Mike.
Isabella.
Mike.
I can't believe it. I'm lost for words. I'm Top Chef.
All right, congratulations, Richard Blaze.
Congrats,
This is the
Richard.
beginning of the Richard Blaze era.
Yes. And his successes and his run of appearances with Top Chef continue. We get a little bit of an interview with Mike there, but they do cut to Mike after the announcement is made, and he does look broken. Like, he looks genuinely surprised. Like, he thought he was going to win, which, we make fun of him a lot, rightfully, but kind of hard to see.
He did cook his brains out.
He cooked his fucking brains out. So yeah, there we go. Feels like a worthy winner. Good finale. Competitive. Maybe someone else could have been in the finale other than Mike, but he cooked his ass off at the very end. So
Yeah.
And then it totally makes sense for Blaze to win. He was kind of on top the whole season. So
Yeah. He was really, I think, only had like 2 stumbles the entire season, and then really was pretty consistent and at the top. So this was also like another Restaurant Wars, by the way. Like, we don't realize this, but this finale was like a proper Restaurant Wars in a way.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like the chefs who were the lead got to actually lead. So like in regular Restaurant Wars, they probably wouldn't have been like, I want to be executive chef. Whereas here, they didn't get the choice, so they had to take on that role. And you had the sous chefs and whatnot to take on the other roles because they weren't at risk of being sent home. So it's like you actually have to run the restaurant, which I think is what Restaurant Wars should be.
Yeah, I think it makes sense to do that in a
executive
finale.
chef should be exempt from being sent home. It's like you have to run the restaurant.
Yeah. It was weird that Tom, before they announced that Richard won, Tom said he kind of leaned in and was like, Jamie, pack your knives and go home. Like, he just kept trying to eliminate people. He forgot.
James looked over and was like, dude, what are you doing?
Like, Jamie,
I'm
please pack
not
your knives
in the
and go
competition anymore. Oh, you're not? Oh, okay. Pack your knives. Pack your knives anyways.
home. Please pack your knives and go home.
Put them in your checked luggage.
Someone's got to get eliminated here. So overall, this is a very fine season. This is very fun. It's very relaxing to watch people who are great in interviews. Not only are they good chefs, the quality is super high, but everyone is a good interview, and they kind of know how to weave a narrative like a producer wants them to do. So it's an enjoyable season to watch.
Yep.
It's in my top 5, I would say.
All stars.
Now,
So next.
real quick, the reunion. We talked about it. Blaze said that he was going to give Mike money. They call him on it. They said, did he do it? And Blaze said, I think we can talk about maybe investing. Which means no thanks.
That money's been spent.
Yeah. I spent all the money. I blew it all. I had it all in a suit jacket on the way home, and I lost the jacket.
Yeah. Would you believe I left that at the airport?
Oh, stupid.
Someone forgot their jacket at the airport. Look at this, man. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, this is rich. I'm feeling irie with all the gold in here. Look at this. The bricks don't stop here. A bomber cloud. Here we go.
That's a very happy end to that movie. I feel like that's like a 90s style ending that that character ends up with the money.
Yeah.
They're like, so it was good how we treated that character throughout the movie.
I don't have to do the jet skis no more.
I can't do that character, so I can't comment. I almost was like, I can add to this, and I was like, I can't do that character. That's bad. The biggest part of this reunion that's interesting is Elia talks some mad shit about Tom in an interview, really over his ethics of being a celebrity chef and what he decides to put his name to and what he puts in his restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
She talks a lot of shit about Diet Coke, which is fucked up. A lot of people drink Diet Coke.
Yeah.
And then the main beef, pun intended, is over Tom having corn-fed beef versus grass-fed beef in his
'Cause it
restaurant.
fucking tastes better. That's why.
Yeah, and I mean there's so much back and forth about this that you can tell they spent a long time editing it down.
Oh yeah.
Like to the point where it's like Tom is like, "Well, who did you talk to? Who did you talk to about it?" And he's like, and he starts naming everyone that works for him. And,
Tell me who you talked to. You talked to Tim? You talked to Brad?
So Brad?
Josie? Was it Natalie? Who'd you talk to? Tell me who you talking to.
I know
Christina?
everyone that works there.
Yeah, did you talk to Christina at the front? No? Did you talk to Phyllis? Phyllis who does accounting and payroll? Who did you talk to? Tell me who you talking to.
Think I don't know my employees? I know my employees.
Oh, you talked to Meredith who does the meat sourcing, didn't you? That's how you know.
She's getting fired.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm going to clean house after this.
I'm going to fire everyone, and I'm going to tell them all it was because of you.
Make them all walk into the kitchen, look to your left, look to your right. You're all fired.
Can I be honest with you? So there's this thing that's happening right now in the world of food. Grass-fed beef is great because it is more nutritious, right? But it is leaner, and it's lacking the flavor and the fat that you're looking for. And the only way to get that is to feed them a different diet. So what's happening now is there's a shift in a lot of restaurants of like they're getting demands from the customer, and the customer drives this. Hey, do you have any other than just grass-fed options? Because the grass-fed is kind of tough and bland, whereas the other feed is actually fatty and flavorful.
Mm-hmm.
And you want that for certain cuts, especially for like a ribeye or something. So it's like your job as a restaurant is to serve delicious tasting food. Is it your duty? Is it your brief to serve ethically sourced food?
That's the question. And we leave that to the listeners.
And we leave that to the listeners.
Yeah. And with Tom, he will not have his integrity questioned.
No, he won't.
He said, I am the most honest man. I'm the most ethical man. And I also give everyone what they want all the time. So whatever it is that I'm supposed to have beef-wise is what I had.
Yeah.
And that's what I did.
He looked at her and said, pack your knives and go.
Yeah. And now get the hell out of my kitchen. Even though we're not in the kitchen right now.
We're not in the kitchen anymore. But pack your knives and go.
Get out of here.
I shouldn't have brought you back.
Get out of here. The other Dale kind of has Elia's back. Anyway, the only other part of this is Carla Wynn's fan favorite. And there's a montage of how great she is. You can kind of see she's a star.
Yeah.
That's
the
it.
Beginning of her arc as well.
We did.
All right,
it.
well, that's season 8, folks. Next episode after this one will be season 9. Where is that? I don't know, but it'll be a surprise for all of us because I don't remember watching it, even though I know I have. So join us for that journey. May it be as entertaining as this season has been, and maybe get through it before the next season of Top Chef airs live.
And you know what? Write in. Give us your rankings.
Yes.
1 through 8.
1 through 8.
Of the seasons. Where do you rank them?
Where do you rank them? And put it in your review of Pod Chef on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. All right. So, are we forgetting some? Oh my God, we didn't introduce Bryan.
Oh,
okay. Bryan, are you here? Do you want to introduce yourself?
This is fun. This is great, guys. You guys got something here. This is fun.
Nice.